Hi, welcome to TREBONS. So we're with Lola's litter, and today they're 3 weeks, 1 day of age. As you can see, we've taken the box away, and normally we don't do that until puppies are around about 3.5, 4.5 weeks, where the puppies are getting out because they're, I presume, bored. They want to do more. In this instance, the puppies started jumping out of the box, like climbing out of the box 2 days ago. And it's not because they're bored as such, it's because, again, the way Lola is raising her puppies. Initially, I thought she wasn't producing enough milk for the puppies. She's on a very strict schedule with the feeding. And what I see, as far as I can see, is she's leaving the puppies hungry. She feeds them, but doesn't feed them until they're full. And the puppies have been crawling out the box to get to the mother. And as such, there's no point in having the box. Normally, as I say, what we normally do is we're feeding the puppies, and then the mother's going in the box feeding them, and then we're putting in the solids as well, starting to introduce them to solids. And then we expand the box, and some puppies don't try to get out until, nearly 4.5 weeks of age. And we do it very gradually. In this instance, there's just no point in keeping the box because they're climbing out. So we've taken the box away. And then we have to come at it a slightly different way to what we would normally do. When it comes to feeding, the introduction to food has always been basically a case of mashed up puppy food. In this instance, we want to get that relationship going, and that pretty fast now. So what I made up is more of a soup with a bit of blood, a bit of meat and rice, which they seem to really like, just to get that relationship going. And that's what I'm going to do now. But because I don't have the box, we have to be a lot slower when we're entering the room and everything else. The box was the world, the boundary was that, the edges of the box. So we have to make them aware when we're coming into the room that we're coming in. And do it slightly differently. Hello, Tinkles. Hello. So we have to be a bit slower coming in because normally, they've just got the edge of the box. Whereas, don't any sudden movements or anything. Hello. Hello. How we doing? Hello. Have I got something for you? Have I got some for you? I've got some for you. I've got some for you. That's good. Anybody else? So, what we're doing is just trying to stimulate the puppies to get them into the food that I'm taking over from Lola, that we've got something better than that. Well, not better, but something that's very, very appetising. He says, hello. Well, good day to you. There's something going on over there, isn't there? So as I say, she's using the food to stimulate the puppies, her feeding times and everything else. Which is why the pups have been jumping out of the box. And approach it slightly differently. It's not like they're underweight or anything, but she's just not feeding them to their full. She's, I think, deliberately stopping the feeding and then leaving them, and then coming back to them later on, etc., etc. And it stimulates the puppies, but also they're jumping out of the box, which is unusual at this age. So it's about giving them something. It's not I want to take over from Lola, she's doing a good job. It's just I don't want them only focused on Lola and food, otherwise you just get these nutty puppies running around and they're very difficult to work with then. So I need to take over and give them something that is appetising. And and when we think about dogs, I mean the females, the way they condition their puppies, bring their puppies up, it's all based on food, on the feeding. Normally they start educating their puppies around about 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. When they try to get to the tip, etc. And Lola's just doing it a bit earlier for the education and stimulation with food. And as such, we have to vary what we're doing just slightly. Hello, Jingle. Hello, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So they're doing very well. Yep. And now they're all chomping away. So this is to ensure that I'm in control of the good stuff. And the problem is going to be a little later on when we try to get them onto biscuits, of course. But this is the way forward at the moment, so that we don't get them just running around after Lola all the time because they're a little bit hungry or whatever, that we can work with them and get that balance down. And every female has a slightly different technique. It's not very often we see what Lola's doing. It's not very often you have females that do it this way, but it's just the way she's doing it. I'm going to let Lola in now. Hello. Yeah, you're not eating that. No. That's there, isn't it? That's this. Lola. No. Am I interfering again? Here we go. There we go. So, and because of this and everything else that's happening, that they're out of the box, we've actually raised up Lola, so she just sits up there basically looking at her puppies. And then it's feeding time. She's got a very strict schedule for the feeding, and it doesn't matter, she won't change it, no matter how much the puppies are howling, whatever, you get fed at this time, that's it. And it's just like she's bringing up her puppies, and as I say, all females do things differently. Most of the time, as I say, the females use the feeding process a lot later on as a way of educating, as a way of stimulating puppies. She's doing it a lot earlier. I say a lot earlier. I mean, they're 3 weeks. Normally it's 3.5, 4 weeks they start. Lola. So, just the way it is. Very happy with them. They're pretty definitely ahead of themselves in a lot of ways. We just have to be careful when they're coming into the room because their eyesight isn't that good, and it is a big space for them now. Can't be what you would normally have at this age. So as I say, if they're jumping out the box, there's no point having the box. They're just going to open the space. So it's an interesting litter. I'm very happy with it. I like working with this sort of litter. I do challenge you a bit. Let's must do something a bit different. Hello. And it's just about getting contact. What's up? It's about getting that contact and stuff now, and that's going very well as well. Hello. Oh, good.